On November 29th today, 2013, the British Columbia Securities Commission, BCSC, granted approval to Kelowna Mountain Limited Partnership to continue trading its limited partnership units in Kelowna Mountain. Kelowna Mountain's cooperation with BCSC over the past 15 months has culminated in satisfying all of the conditions required by BCSC for its continued trading. Part of that process was the offer by Kelowna Mountain Limited Partnership to its unit holders to buy back their units from any parties wishing to sell. The result of that vote was 88% of our 528 unit holders stayed in our project. Our second announcement is near and dear to my and my wife's heart. We are design people at heart. It's been a real family affair for us to have Kelowna Mountain take a burned out hillside into what it is today. Against many odds, against many doubters, but with a strong team of management and a strong investment backing group, our 2014 program is before you. On the heels of a very successful 2013, which saw Kelowna Mountain open its doors to its $50 million agri-tourist vineyard and business and award-winning the its vineyard and agri-tourism business, and winning the prestigious SECA Award for Commercial Building of the Year in the wine industry for its Welcome Center, Kelowna Mountain is very proud to announce its 2014 Construction Capital Program, highlighting the world's first agricultural-based wine park. The wine park will feature a 2-kilometer-long canal and promenade surrounded by 12 spectacular architecturally distinct greenhouses, each growing grapes for 12 different wine products, including red, white, iced, ginseng, rice, sake, port, sherry, aperitif, balsamic, and specialty wines. The wine park is permitted under the existing zoning that Kelowna Mountain has, as per the chart in front of you here. Our family and investors sincerely hope that the wine park will become the most popular single-owner tourist attraction in British Columbia, celebrating our spectacular and agriculturally rich Okanagan Valley and all that it has to offer. I present to you the rendering for our sparkling wine architectural greenhouse, our ice wine architectural greenhouse, our ginseng architectural greenhouse. The overall rendering here shows what all 12 will look like together. These are future plans for Kelowna Mountain. Surrounding the wine park will be various items, all allowable under our existing zoning. Ty, if I'll ask you to move over to the side here. I'll just recap what our existing zoning is at Kelowna Mountain. It's RU1. It allows our agricultural use, agritourism, greenhouses, agritourist accommodation, and winery. The buildable square footage at Kelowna Mountain under our existing zoning is over 11 million square feet. That's approximately 11 Orchard Park malls without any rezoning. How that's calculated is we have 640 acres here. We're allowed to have 10% site coverage, which is 64 acres. If you multiply that times 44,000 square feet per acre, we can build 2.8 million square feet. Our buildings are allowed to be 4 stories high. You multiply that number by 4, you get to over 11 million square feet. According to our subdivision and servicing bylaws number 704, Kelowna Mountain is allowed to be built with our own water and sewer system, as we have done for our existing Welcome Center. The only process that we have to go forward with the regional district in order to build what we hope will be the greatest tourist attraction in British Columbia is our building permit process. With that, I conclude my speech. Thank you again to everyone for coming and listening to what we hope will be a wonderful 2014 for the entire Okanagan as we bring more tourists to the area from around the world. I'll open it to some questions if anybody has any. Our position on that is that we disagree with the regional district's clause that they put in our occupancy permit. In the country that we live in Canada, when you apply for a building permit and they grant you one, it's during that process that I believe all issues should be dealt with. Because after they grant you the building permit, then you have the right to go and construct. I spent $5 million building our Welcome Center. When that building was finished, I asked for the regional district to come up and inspect our fully engineered facility, which was built to exactly what the building permit plans were. And they confirmed that the building was built exactly to the plans and fully completed. They added a clause in that said that we couldn't use or occupy the building. We have not begun a lawsuit against the regional district. We have gone to the courts to ask for what's called a judicial review. We've taken the documents, surrounded them with affidavit material, and we've asked the court to review the documents to see if the regional district has the right to issue someone a building permit, watch them spend $5 million building it, and then say that they can't use the building. So that judicial review process we filed approximately 2 weeks ago. The regional district has until next Friday to file their response. I'm sure within 30 days after that, a judge will review the information and will give us a decision, and perhaps once and for all, we will clearly see whether Kelowna Mountain has been following the rules, getting the permits that we've said we've needed to get, and building everything as we should. I can hardly wait for it to be before the courts and let a higher authority render a decision that's fair. We mailed out to 528 unit holders, and 88% of the people stayed in the project. 100% of the responses came in, and 88% stayed in the project. Only 12% of those that are involved in our project had to take their money back. Many of those took their money back, nothing to do with our project. They just needed their money for other things in their life, and we understand that. But 88% stayed in our project, which is quite a stunning fact. The materials that we had to send out were stark, very strict, clearly outlined any of the concerns that BC Securities had with our original document. It was 144 pages long that we sent out. Everybody was only shown those documents. There was nothing else to influence their decision. We were happy to participate in that process, as we were confident our group is unified behind us. And I think we were proven correct. Is that good? I see you're quite shocked by the 88%.
No, I'm not shocked
Okay.
by anything I see.
Okay, thank you. The numbers that we hear are that 400,000 tourists a year go to Summerhill Winery. If we were to get those same tourists coming a little farther up the road, I think that would be, the existing road network, I believe, handles the Summerhill traffic without incident. I think the traffic issue that we do have is the morning crawl in the Mission, which I don't think is tourism related. Well, I think, first of all, we're in the regional district Central Okanagan, and we are allowed under our existing zoning and the existing subdivision bylaws to do our own water and sewer systems. The first sample of that was for our Welcome Center. We submitted our engineering plans for the water and sewer system to both Interior Health and the regional district, and we successfully were granted the approvals to construct our water system and our sewer system. Upon completion of those systems, they were fully inspected and approved for use, and we expect to continue that style interactive process with Interior Health with respect to our own water and sewer systems moving forward.
The district's still waiting for an overall sort of plan for what you're going to do on this property, because that doesn't sound like they're still waiting to get a full application to tell us what you have planned.
That's a great question. In fairness, we have submitted for the building permit for the Welcome Center, and that process has been less than ideal for us. Again, to be given the building permit to build a building, spend $5 million on it, and then to be told you can't occupy it, that's a very difficult position for a capitalist, a developer or an entrepreneur or a family-based business to be put in. So that's part of the reason why we continue to hold hope that the courts will see fit to allow us the permits necessary to occupy our building. Moving forward in the future, and how we explain what our future plans are to the regional district, the city of Kelowna, we invited Robert Hobson, the chair, all the rest of the board members. I'm thrilled to see Patty Hansen here, who has been open-minded to Kelowna Mountain and our project. We invited Mayor Walter Gray, we invited all the city councillors, we invited the senior staff from both. You can see for yourself that they've chosen not to show up to what I think will be the greatest contribution to tourism, which is one of our major industries.
But they want like a paper document that spells out your plans, not an invitation to an income.
Well, if that's what they want, then all they have to do is continue to issue the building permits for the buildings that we submit, because we are not.
Just one at a time as you.
Well, yes, because we're not submitting for a rezoning application for anything. As I explained earlier, we are only going to build out Kelowna Mountain with what we're allowed to do under our existing zoning. It's a very important point. I want everyone to clearly understand.
They're also trying to figure out how to fit this into their official community plan, so they want to know what the scope is.
The official community plan, which they recently brought in, has Kelowna Mountain in there as a resort study area. Okay, so that process we participated in. I don't know whether you recall, but we had 300 to 400 people show up in opposition to their original version of the plan, which said no development on the South Slopes for 20 years. We fought very hard to have them listen to us, and they subsequently passed the OCP anyway, but did put us in there as a resort study area. To us, that's a very strong signal that we should just develop Kelowna Mountain using the existing zoning that we have. It means there's no need for development permit. There's no need for official community plan modifications. There's no need for rezonings. We are trying to move forward with our existing zoning because we have experienced huge resistance to anything other than our existing zoning. So we're going to move forward with 11 million square feet of development allowed under our existing zoning, and we're going to do so with much of that occurring in 2014.
Are there any other government agencies that you feel you have to deal with the plan that you have now beyond the regional district?
Interior Health, we'll deal with, that's a great question. We'll deal with Interior Health with the water and sewer systems. We'll deal with BC Safety Authority with our chairlifts and perhaps in the future suspension bridges. We'll deal with Ministry of Forests with respect to our access to the property. We'll deal with any of the other provincial government agencies that might have jurisdiction, as we have had to in the past. And as we have dealt with them all in the past, which is why we've been able to build what we have built today. You know, that's it. Kelowna Mountain is a very large project, even to build out its existing zoning. So it's a multi-year project. How many years it will take clearly depends on the market response to what we're doing. The market response so far to the Welcome Center, the suspension bridges, and our agritourism park has been very well received, which gives us the confidence to move forward with approximately $50 million for our 2014 capital expenditure. That's as far as we think. That'll use up approximately 1 million square feet of our 11 million. After that, we'll just see how the wine park is received and how well it does before we make any plans to
So
build
the
anything
wine
else.
park is the 50 million for 2014.
You bet.
What about the ski hill? When do you anticipate that being open to the public, and what do you need to do to allow that to happen?
Well, you know, the ski hill is something that, it's a pet project for our family. We have 6 kids, and, you know, we're under a lot of pressure constantly to develop more to do for families and kids. So it's my construction activity that I do when we have our equipment that's not doing other things and personnel that are not doing other things. So far I've built 18 runs, the Olympic half pipe, the rail park. I'm almost finished the triple chairlift. I just need to hang the 68 chairs and finish my certification with BC Safety Authority. That chairlift will of course be used also with the suspension bridge park. You can be able to walk the 4 bridges, the Earth Bridge, the Water Bridge, the Sundial Bridge, and the Vine Bridge, and then you can ride the chairlift back to the top. So I'm trying to build it, and one of the reasons I'm trying to build it is because a lot of development wants to get approval for their real estate first and makes promises to build amenities. I've been very determined since day one at Kelowna Mountain to try and build the amenities for this community first before getting any approvals for the real estate. The ski hill is my pet project, and I'm going to continue to build runs. I'm going to continue to develop it to the point where we think it's viable with our snow carpet, and then we'll contemplate proceeding with the rezoning for that portion of the development. The canal will be approximately 2 kilometers long. It'll be shallow in nature. My favorite part of the canal will be the winter time. Can you imagine coming up here in the winter with the fabulous views that we have, putting your skates on and skating 2 kilometers down and then 2 kilometers back? It will be world class. The Rideau Canal is the #1 tourist attraction in the city of Ottawa, and I believe our canal will be the #1 tourist attraction in Kelowna during the winter, which is when Kelowna needs tourism. Big White does well in the wintertime, so does Silver Star and the rest of the ski resorts in the area, but the city of Kelowna itself could use some help in that wintertime tourism, and we think Kelowna Mountain and our ice skating canal will really help that. During the summertime, of course, you know, our architectural greenhouses that feature grapes for each one of the wine types, we think it'll be, you know, an iconic project which will help everyone that's in the wine industry in BC. It will put us on the world stage, and I think we're just so excited to move forward with something that's novel, something that's new, something that's never been done before, and I hope Kelowna embraces the concept and supports me through trying to build what we think will be the #1 tourist attraction in BC.
When will all that be ready?
Well, you know, the Welcome Center that I built would normally take a year to build. We built it in 56 days. So we like to design, fully engineer our project, and then go at it as hard and fast as we possibly can. The wine park is probably a multi-year project, but you know, if our track record holds true, my cottages, which I built in 60 days, my $1 million home in the Mission, which I built in 10 days with 125 guys around the clock, the Welcome Center, which we did in 56 days, you know, we really want to try to build the wine park faster, but, you know, conservatively speaking, it's a multi-year project.
When will people be skating on the canal?
Well, the canal will probably be the first thing that's completed, so that I really hope we can do for next season. Yeah. This is going to get built. So put yourself 5 years down the road looking back as to what kind of coverage you gave Kelowna Mountain when we announced this project here in this town. There was many naysayers about our bridges, many naysayers about our Welcome Center. When you look at it, it's spectacular. The reviews we got from the 25,000 people that came through this year were second to none. So please embrace our project. We've worked very hard for 10 years now. We know it's a skeptical town. We live here. My wife's 3rd generation. But we've worked very hard, and we believe we deserve the support of the media and the politicians, because in our hearts, we feel we have the support of the people. That's why we opened for free this year and allowed everyone to come through, is so they could see and feel Kelowna Mountain at its best. And we're very proud of it, and we sincerely hope that the politicians and the media begin to come on site. Thank you very much.